Welcome to Dr. Fred Markets. This is not financial advice. While most people scroll past the noise, a few take the time to understand what's really going on. Finance, crypto, artificial intelligence, this is where it all connects. You made the right choice being here. Let's dive in.
Your Tesla is just a $50,000 gym membership you never use, and it's silently wrecking your net worth every mile you drive. Verdict: electric vehicles are not a green upgrade. They're a leveraged lifestyle trade dressed up as virtue, and most of you are on the wrong side of it. Signal 1. The average new EV payment in the US now sits around $850 a month, with loan terms stretched to 72-84 months, while the median US household saves about $250 a month. Do the math. The car gets 3x the cash flow your future gets. That's not transport. That's financial cosplay. You're literally shorting your own retirement so strangers can see you at a stoplight. Signal 2. Depreciation. A 3-year-old EV can trade at barely 45 to 55% of its original price, while a boring used hybrid or efficient gas car often holds 60-70%. On a $50,000 EV, you torch 25 to 27 cows in 3 years. That's $750 a month in invisible loss, on top of the $850 you send the bank. Your cheap-to-run car is quietly burning $1,600 a month of your future for the privilege of HOV lane selfies and a smug sense of being ahead of the curve. Signal 3. Charging and insurance are stealth lifestyle taxes, not savings. Insurance on popular EVs runs 15 to 30% higher than comparable gas cars because repairs are brutal and batteries are fragile in crashes. Public fast charging can hit the equivalent of $1.20 and $1.60 per gallon fuel cost when you factor in idle fees and peak pricing, especially if you live in a high-rate state. And that home charger? Between installation and panel upgrades, you're dropping another $1,500 to $3,000 up front just to plug in at night. These aren't utilities. They're initiation fees into the electric lifestyle cult. Now here's the nasty twist no one tells you. When the EV payment hits your account, your brain stops counting. You stop treating it as a choice. It becomes normal life. Every Starbucks, every DoorDash, every I deserve this vacation has to coexist with that fixed $850 drain. Lifestyle creep doesn't start with brunch. It starts with the biggest shiny object in your driveway. And that's where you get trapped. Because the market sells you EVs as future savings, your brain mislabels them as an investment. You tell yourself, less maintenance, cheap charging, better resale later. So you feel free to keep your old spending habits. But the numbers spit in your face. All-in monthly cost of ownership for a new EV easily runs $1,000 to $1,400 when you account for payment, insurance, realistic depreciation, and charging.
Let's pause for a second. Ask yourself this. Do you really understand what's happening in the markets right now? Do you know how this affects your money, your savings, your future? Most people don't, and that's exactly why you're here. Let's keep going.
Meanwhile, that decade-old paid-off Civic you mock costs you maybe $300 to $400 a month all in. Here's the connection no one on CNBC touches. Your car choice is not about the car. It's about what kind of balance sheet you want to build. An EV is a lifestyle amplifier. If you're already investing heavy, saving 25+% of your income, and using the remaining 75% intentionally, then an EV is just a toy strapped onto a solid financial engine. Fine, enjoy your battery spaceship. But if you're like most people, your EV is the most leveraged, depreciating, ego-driven asset you will ever own. It drags your monthly fixed costs up so high that any attempt to invest meaningfully gets choked out before it begins. You keep waiting for the day you have money left over to invest, not realizing your lifestyle already ate the entire pie. So here's the one thing you walk away with today. Your car is a subscription to a financial identity. Gas or electric, new or used, the payment is a lifestyle tax on your future investing power. The smaller the car tax, the bigger your freedom budget. Mechanism: every $100 you don't commit to a car payment is $100 you can route into assets. At a plain 8% annual return over 10 years, that $100 a month turns into about $18,000. Drop the EV premium and drive something cheap, and say you free up $600 a month versus the average new EV payment plus extra costs. That's roughly $108,000 after a decade. Not sexy Instagram numbers. Real compound capital. That's the down payment on rentals, the seed for a brokerage account, the I can quit this job if my boss snaps at me one more time fund. So here's your conclusion. No fluff, no hedge. 1. Your EV decision is not about saving the planet. It's about whether you want a high-status commute or a high-option life. 2. Ruthlessly cap your rolling lifestyle, car payment plus insurance plus expected depreciation, at no more than 10% of your take-home pay. If you're above that, you are financing ego, not progress. 3. Before you upgrade a vehicle, force yourself to hit a rule. Your monthly investing must be at least 2x your total car cost. If you can't do that, you are not allowed to upgrade. You're only allowed to downgrade. This is not financial advice, but here is the truth. Your next car choice decides whether future you is free or permanently on the charger. If you learned anything today, hit subscribe, then go log into your accounts and answer the only question that matters. Are you driving an electric vehicle, or is an electric lifestyle driving you into the wall? This is not financial advice. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and check the links in the first comment below.
That's it for today on Dr. Fred Markets. I hope this gave you clarity and a new perspective. Remember, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research. If you found this useful, subscribe. It's free and it helps the channel grow. Find me on the blog at drfredmarkets.com and join the newsletter via the link in bio. I'm Dr. Fred Markets. See you in the next one.